Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kirov, Russia. My name is Liam Lonsdale, and you are tuned in live to the lead semi-final here at the fifth and final round of the 2018 UIAA Ice Climbing World Cup, brought to you by the North Face Korea. Yesterday, 101 athletes arrived in Kirov and competed for their place here in today's semi-final. You've already seen the highlights from the Korean round of the competition, and we are almost ready to begin with the action. There you can see on the structure the holds laid out, ready for the route and ready for the athletes. And in the background you can see the River Kirov. Beautiful region we are in. Final preparations are underway, and in just a few moments' time the semi-finals will begin. If you'd like to get in touch with us here, then it's very easy to do so. Remember to use that hashtag UIAA Ice Climbing. You can do so on Facebook, you can do so on Twitter, and of course also on Instagram. Maybe you've joined the new social media account Vero. Why not drop it in on there as well? You can find me on all of those platforms and contact me directly using the tag @Liam Lonsdale. It's been a very exciting season so far, and we know that all of the titles will be decided here in Kirov. There is no one title that's been decided yet. Everything to play for. I'm flying solo this morning, so we definitely need your guys' help. Drop me a message in the comment box on YouTube and of course in the chat box on Facebook. Let us know where you are tuned in from and who you are tuning in for. Love to know who you're cheering for, who you're supporting here at this final round of the UIAA World Cup. There's the start list for the women. You can see Anastasia Zdravnik snuck in 18th place. Evgenia Beletska from Ukraine, first comp of the season, goes second. Nadia Galyamova, Diana Galimova, Olga Kuznetsova, Marianne van der Steen, Sina Gertz and Annie Bertley making up the first 8. Of course, the athletes compete in reverse order. Second 8's made up of Jung Min Kim, Valeria Bogdan, Yulia Filateva, Laura van Almen, Ekaterina Vlasova, Marianne Filipova, Maria Tolokanina, Hannah Ray Song making up that middle 8. And then, of course, our first 2 qualifiers, therefore the first and second place respectively. Oh, we have 19. Forgot about that. Look at that. I'm not ready yet. I've not had my coffee. Mira Alhonswo, who won in Oulu last week. Marcia Adler and Won Seon Shin making up that top 3. And of course, as they're coming out in reverse order, that's first, second, third, respectively. Let's take a look at the men's list. Starting list for the men, Nathan Kutcher just squeaked in there in 18th place. Fedor Prasnikov of Russia, Sergei Tarasov, the Albatross, sneaks in. Ilya Kurukchin, Kevin Hughes, Dmitry Grebenikov, Nathan Clare, George Duplinsky, all making up that lower 8. Alexei Marshalov, Jung Hye Kwon, Noah Bake, Jung Yeon Lee, Mohammad Azasafdarian, Luna Ladavant, Nikolai Kuzovlev and Maxim Tomilov making up that middle 8. And of course your first and second place qualifiers, like I said, we're going in reverse order here today, are Alexei Dengin and Alexei Tomilov. 18 very talented men, 19 very talented women. I can tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat here in Kirov this morning. Local time here is just after 10 a.m. The temperature is around minus 10 degrees Celsius. Definitely a little bit warmer than we were expecting. Last week it was in the region of minus 30 here. Balmy temperatures. Sun's out, guns out. Almost ready to go. Sit tight, grab yourselves a drink. We'll be with you in just a few seconds.
Соревнования на Кубок мира и чемпионат Европы по ледолазанию проходят в 3 дня. Вчера был первый день и торжественное открытие соревнований. Сегодня у нас полуфинальные соревнования в дисциплине трудность. И в 5 часов на ледовом треке начнутся квалификационные соревнования на скорость. Так, друзья мои, давайте только так договоримся. Все зрители освобождают зону просмотра комментатору, да, направо и налево все. Разойдитесь, пожалуйста. Вот все зрители сдвигаются вообще все. Так, товарищи болельщики, еще раз повторяю, ваше расположение справа и слева, зону просмотра. Замечательная женщина с двумя детьми, которая стоит передо мной.
So we've just been informed that we have just a couple of minutes delay here this morning. Some of the athletes aren't quite ready. Not quite sure what they've been doing this morning. Maybe they should be more prepared. No, we're just playing. We have got a couple of minutes delay. We'll be with you with the action in just a few moments' time. Sit tight. I would sing, but it's not quite that time of day just yet. So we have just been informed that the first athletes are on the way, and there they are. You can see them in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Of course, that is Anastasia Zazdravnik of Russia and Nathan Kutcher of Canada. Anastasia training out of St. Petersburg. Nathan training out of just about everywhere. Bit of a nomad up in the north he is. You often find him and his partner Rebecca Lewis on multiple different parts of the country, tearing down the ice and that mixed climbing. But they're definitely more favoured to the northeast, I believe. Feeling pretty inspired this morning, so expect the good stuff. Some very special people around. So, there she is, Anastasia Zazdravnik.
На мужской трассе готовится к выступлению Nathan, Канада.
If you are just joining us, you are tuning in to the semi-finals of the 5th and final round of the 2018 UIAA Ice Climbing World Cup. My name's Liam Lonsdale and we are live from Kirov in Russia. Very good morning to Rubini Gohain from Assam, India, to Adam Lorking from Sydney, Australia, to Linda Olsen, to Charles Bunn, to Woody Cedric Ann from Switzerland, Bradley Blake from Utah, Kim Galsgaard from Denmark, Raymond Bastawaya from the Netherlands, Kieran Stone from Australia, Diego S from Spain. Who else we've got? We've got people from the Philippines, Romania, we've got Bangladesh, Poland, West Virginia. We have people all over. We've got France. Absolutely ridiculous. So many countries tuned in. All those guys have tuned in on the Extreme channel. Good morning to all of those guys. If you're watching ice climbing for the first time, then you are about to be in for something pretty special. We've also got people over on YouTube. Let's see who we've got. We've got Canmore tuned in. We've got Clovis, California. We've got Arizona, US. All over the world. And Anastasia Zdravnik, wasting no time, climbs up onto that first barrel with the feet into the underside of that volume with the hands. Both climbers climbing simultaneously this morning. So Zdravnik moving quickly on these initial moves. Very long, steep routes here in Kirov. We're on the underside of an old ski jump. Hopefully at some point later we'll be able to give you a full shot of that ski jump. It's an incredible structure. Onto those intellect holds. So Zdravnik powering up towards clip number 3. And there's Nathan Kutcher beginning his route, moving up past clip 1 towards clip number 2. Delicate move off that right hand on the intellect hold. There's a nice shot from behind. You can see both climbers moving through their routes. There you can see Zdravnik, feet in the barrel on that volume there. Route setters here, Stanislav Lobzov heading up the team. We also have a gentleman called Maxim, whose last name I haven't been given actually. Apologies I don't have that. But we also have Nathan Kutcher, look at that, swinging around, going wild. Big moves there. Looks like some sort of dyno, I would say, set by Lobzov. Something that we've seen a lot of this season. After that first round in Saz Fei, they set a real precedent for new gymnastic and dynamic moves. Certainly looks like a trend that we might be seeing more of throughout the future of these competitions. Zdravnik at clip number 4. Just shaking out there in that backhand Stein. Powerful moves there in that very steep section of the wall. You can see her body shaking with the... Oh, she foot pops! She's out of there. That's a low fall for Zdravnik. Unlikely that we'll see her through to finals with that performance. Great effort nonetheless. To just watch what happened. Left foot popped. She couldn't hold the momentum. The left foot popped, which meant the left hand popped. The whole thing swung round, barn doored. Right foot popped, and then a right hand followed soon after. Nathan Kutcher, on the other hand, moving between clips 6 and 7. Big, powerful move with that left hand.
На женскую трассу приглашается следующая участница Белецкая Евгения, Украина.
Oh, and that's Nathan out. Just powering out on the ice barrel.
Итак, это был Нейтан Катчер, Канада. Аплодисменты, друзья. Только подумайте, где Канада, а где мы? Я приехал.
So hopefully we can see that back. But it appeared as it happened with that left hand in the ice barrel that he just wasn't able to control the momentum as his feet popped. Similar to what happened to Zdravnik. On the screen there, Evgenia Biletska of Ukraine, her first competition of the season, through to semi-finals in 18th place.
Итак, на женской трассе. Женская трасса у нас слева. Девочки сегодня у нас уходят налево. Готовится к выступлению Белецкая Евгения, Украина. Главный город Харьков.
And so there she goes, starting her attempt. You see she begins up that central pillar.
Соревнований праздников Федор, Российская Федерация.
And has to kick out to that hanging ice barrel just to start, which is unstable at best. You can see the ice actually flaking away. Ooh, little foot pop as well. The thing is with these ice barrels, they are not pre-drilled. Like we've seen in other competitions that have holes in them, the athletes have to kick and swing into these ice blocks. Just like real ice outside in the mountains. And the ice actually is replaced throughout the competition to make sure the quality is of the best level.
женщин и у мужчин-участников по 7 минут для прохождения полуфинальной трассы. Дисциплина «Трудность». В ледолазании две дисциплины. Это трудность, которая чаще
Evgenia Biletska moves into that Stein with the right hand.
на искусственных скалодромах. И дисциплина «Скорость». Квалификационные соревнования, в которые мы увидим сегодня с 5 часов дня, которые проводятся на ледовых треках.
Powerful moves off that intellect hold. You can see their first clip, the first two clips in fact are pre-clipped. Fedor Prasnikov of Russia begins on the right hand side. We'll stick with Biletska at this moment in time. And there is Fedor Prasnikov of Russia. Another first time of this season, first competition of the season. Are you sitting comfortably? Lots of athletes to come this morning.
Не забываем болеть за участников, а? Я очень не люблю, когда так тихо, так напряженно на площадке. Раз. Комментатор попутно выявляет лучшего болельщика, которому завтра будет вручен особый комментаторский приз.
Bib number 81, Evgenia Biletska, moves out onto that second ice barrel by clip number 3.
7 минут у каждого из участников полуфинальных соревнований на то, чтобы пройти трассу. Если кто-то здесь уже ходит годами, наблюдает соревнования, он может отметить, что каждый день соревнований трасса становится сложнее.
Oh, and there Biletska is off. Just popping out of that barrel again.
Давайте еще раз Жене Белецкой поаплодируем прямо изо всех сил. Хочу отметить, что в Харькове тоже развивается ледолазание, проводятся чемпионаты. Женя один из постоянных участников международных соревнований. И переключаем внимание на правую трассу, где продолжает выступление.
So now we can switch over to Fedor Prasnikov. And here's that dyno. Oh yes, sticks it. Excellent work there. Brilliant route setting. Fedor Prasnikov, no issue at all. Flicks into the fig 4 over that left hand. So hot right now. Moving up now between... Oh, look at that. Kicks loose. Manages to hold that Stein.
Участники соревнований, если кто-то вдруг замерз, приуныл, приустал, прямо при входе на площадку просмотра,
Brilliant moves. Very exciting route setting.
натуральных ягод. Тот же самый глинтвейн, но безалкогольный, можно вполне приободрить организм витаминным напитком.
Got people tuned in all over the world, as I said before. Linda Olsen's tuned in from Napa Valley. I'll be there next week. In fact, possibly fancy an adventure. Why not? It's about time I had a holiday, I think. Somewhere warm. We've had almost 3 months now on the tour. We've been in Saas-Fee, Switzerland, Rabenstein, Südtirol. We've been to Ho-Hu-Hut in Inner Mongolia, Cheongsong, South Korea, and here we are in Kirov, Russia. It's been cold, really cold. And ironically, here where it was supposed to be coldest, it's probably the warmest of the lot. Now on your screen, next athlete is Nadezhda Galyamova. Fyodor Prasnikov just trying to work out the best way to move off this ice barrel into clip 8. Makes it, good work. Under a minute left for Prasnikov. One of the amendments to the rules this year is that athletes do not get a 1 minute shout or a 1 minute warning. They're allowed to ask for the time, but they don't get a 1 minute warning. Tricky move there for Prasnikov. Powerful move to move out of that Fig 4, Fig 9 position and then straight into a Stein that's behind him. You can see he's just struggling to get that position in the tool. And his time's up. Fyodor Prasnikov finishes his attempt. Solid effort from him. And there is Nadia Galyamova. Part of Team Krukonogi. Big lock off that left hand. No problem for Nadezhda, very strong.
На мужскую трассу приглашается на старт Тарасов Сергей, Российская Федерация. Один из заслуженнейших участников развития, который вложил очень немало сил в развитие ледолазания.
Galyamova wasting no time, just taking a second to shake.
Надю поддерживаем, поддерживаем. Не забываем про то, что Надя у нас на женской трассе. А на мужскую трассу приглашен Тарасов Сергей, Российская Федерация.
Big reach up for clip number 3. If you have any questions, don't forget you can drop them in the comments box, Facebook, or the chat box on YouTube. You can use that hashtag UIAA ice climbing. You can also contact me directly on @LiamLonsdale. Always great to hear from you guys.
На следующие выходные нас ждет заключительный чемпионат России по этому же виду спорта. А сегодня у нас в дисциплине трудность полуфинальные соревнования. 19 девушек и 18 мужчин вышли в полуфинал после вчерашних квалификационных соревнований. Сегодня мы наблюдаем такую прекрасную золотую середину наших.
Galyamova moving well so far. Up into that steep groove section between the two volumes. Of course, the steepness of the route accentuated by the way that the volumes kick out.
Город Екатеринбург, Российская Федерация.
And there is the next athlete. It's Sergei Tarasov, the Albatross. Oldest athlete here in the semi-finals and in fact in the competition. 51 years old. Galyamova looking very composed. Galyamova now moving to the high point. Galyamova really flying through this route now. Oh, and she's off. Time was almost up anyway. Looks like she's got cold hands. Waves to the crowd. Made that crucial clip 7 though. That's going to put her in a good standing. We'll have to wait and see if it's enough. You can see ahead of her, there are a lot of clips to go. Clip number 12 is the top. Tarasov now moving between clips 3 and 4. Needs to make that clip at 4, and then we see the dyno move. You can see just under that UIAA logo, there's a large flat hold. That's a big target that the climbers get to go for. And this is set as an actual, real, true dynamic move. Full points off. Let's see if Tarasov's got what it takes. Or are those old bones going to hold him back? It's a big old distance, this one. Prasnikov glided between the holds. Nathan Kutcher cruised between them too. Will the Albatross spread his wings? Oh, foot pops. Needs to get those feet set perfectly. Generates the momentum with the right hand. Oh, and he hits it but doesn't stick it. It's a valiant effort. But a lot of power and strength required there. You can see, watch that right hand. Generates the swing really well. He had the technique totally dialed, but the grip not quite enough. Perhaps needed to go two-handed. We'll have to wait and see how the other athletes do it. But now on the screen, next athlete, it's Diana Galimova, another Russian. Of the 37 athletes in this semi-final, 20 of them were Russian. Amazing work from Team Russia here in Kirov. And there you can see both routes. Climbers climbing side by side. And provisional rankings as they stand. Of course, all of the results you see on the screen are provisional. We don't confirm any results here until they've been signed off by the judges. President of the jury, the judges at this competition is Carlos Teixeira of Portugal. Fedor Prasnikov, Nathan Kutcher in first and second there. Sergei Tarasov will be sitting in third. Diana Galimova moving straight into that fig 4.
На мужскую трассу приглашается на старт следующий участник соревнований Курочкин Илья, Российская Федерация. Напомню, что сегодня второй день проведения финальных соревнований на Кубок мира и чемпионата Европы по ледолазанию. В этом году российскому ледолазанию 20 лет. Зародилось российское ледолазание именно в городе Кирове.
Galimova advancing now past clip number 1 towards number 2. Just struggling with a foot in there. Nice dynamic movement though, and brilliant fast kicks. Awesome position. Cool shadows as well. I'm into that. The sunlight casting an awesome shadow on the white wall. Make a great photograph. Makes clip number 3. Just eyes up that ice barrel. You see that one does have a pre-drilled hole in it. Oh, slips there. She opted to have both legs round the barrel as opposed to using the crampons. Oh, and she's off. I wasn't expecting that. She'd looked so solid, but that was a silly mistake. Possibly a lack of experience. It is her first World Cup of the season. Trying to, watch, here we go. Tried to squeeze that barrel with her legs rather than kicking the crampons in or going for a fig four, and that was her out of there. Did the attempts for Diana Galimova. And now, in the men's competition, is Ilya Kurochkin. There he is. These athletes, of course, climbing in the semi-finals for their place in the finals tomorrow. Finals will begin at 10 a.m. local time, and then we'll have the speed final here at 4 p.m. local time. Between those, we'll have the semi-final of speed as well, which will be broadcast, I believe. If you subscribe to the UIAA YouTube channel, or of course like the UIAA on Facebook, you'll be notified when we do go live, so you won't miss any of the action. And of course, if it falls in a time slot that's unfavourable to your time zone, then fret not. All of these broadcasts will be available on YouTube as a full replay. Easy work there for Ilya Kurochkin, cruising that dyno. You saw him spring across without any hesitation whatsoever. Ilya Kurochkin of Russia just moving off the underside of that volume now with the right hand. And there is your next athlete. The ladies' competition, it's Olga Kuznetsova. Another Russian. Another one of those 20 Russians. Struggling with that first move, though. The first person that we've seen struggle with that move. We've seen various different methods, but that one is not the correct one. I can tell you that for free. And there's Ilya Kurochkin. Very warm welcome to the broadcast if you are just joining us. Ryan Kingman's tuned in. Good morning, sir. Great to have you on board. The Don, that is Kingman. Kurochkin now on that ice barrel, makes clip number 8. Now this is that tricky move. He's got to move up into that Stein with the right hand out of a figure 4. Very powerful move, very peculiar move. Basically, when the left arm is trying to pull down, you've got to push up with the right hand. It's going to favour the taller competitors. It's going to favour the stronger competitors. Further down the list, the likes of Dmitry Grebennikov. He's going to be out in a few moments' time. The man mountain that is Grebennikov, the Siberian bear. I imagine that he will have no trouble with this move, utilising those massive shoulders, whereas the likes of Kurochkin, slightly smaller, slightly skinnier, really grappling. The clock is ticking. 3 seconds remain. That's going to be time up for him. Oh, he does hit it. Doesn't manage to stick it. Great effort from young Kurochkin. Yet another climber foiled by that cruxy sequence there. We are live from Kirov in Russia for this lead semi-finals. I'm flying solo this morning. Rest assured, I will have co-commentator tomorrow for the lead and speed finals. If you are just joining us, a very warm welcome from wherever you are. Drop us a message on YouTube, or of course in the comments box on Facebook, on the Extreme channel or the UIAA channel. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know who you are cheering for. It's always great to hear from you guys. You can of course use that hashtag UIAA ice climbing. That works on Facegram, Instabook, and also Twitter. I think I need another coffee. And if you've joined Vero, it'll also work on there as well. Experimenting with that new platform. And of course, you can get in touch with me directly on all of the platforms. You can contact me on @Liam Lonsdale. Beautiful day here in Kirov. Temperatures around -10 degrees Celsius. Quick maths, I think that's around 15 degrees Fahrenheit. One of the warmest rounds of the competition we've had so far. We weren't expecting that. We were expecting it to be significantly colder. Last week here in Kirov, it was -28 degrees Celsius, which is, I think, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't often work in Fahrenheit. Need to get better at that. 2 minutes 40. Oh, she's off! Was not expecting that. Saying that, she'd struggled from the start. Oh, little stamp of the feet. Some frustration from Kuznetsova. Kuznetsova, the 5th athlete out this morning of 19 women. Tie for 18th place meant that 19 qualified. And you see there those feet popping. It's so hard to recover from that. You've got to have some incredible contact strength, insane grip strength to be able to maintain the core and hold that swing. If those feet pop, then you are out of there. Up next in both competitions, we have Kevin Hughes of Switzerland in the men. Marianne van der Steen, the Netherlands in the women's. There are your provisional standings. Ilya Kurochkin with that tap and almost hold of the Stein by clip number 8 sits in first. Nadia Galyamova, who also made clip number 8, I believe, in her route, sits in first. Another 13 women to climb in the ladies' competition. Another 14 in the men's. And there is Kevin Hughes. Only his second competition of the season. We saw him in Sazfay first round, and here he is in Russia for the last round. Strong Swiss contingent here. The Swiss have been known to come out and train in Russia, so they do like to come out and compete here too. Kevin is also a very, very strong sport climber. Very dynamic style, fast, powerful. Sees the aggression that we expect from those Swiss athletes. And there's Marianne van der Steen on the left.
Кто у нас приустал, приуныл, призамерз? Прямо на входе на площадку просмотра горячий и вкусный морс. Практически глинтвейн, только безалкогольный, и отличная витаминная зарядка для любого организма.
So Kevin Hughes locks down that right hand. Look at that, very powerful undercut move there. Head of the axe, free from the wall, matches in with the left hand. Woof, Kevin, want to take care there, buddy. Moves off that into the relative safety of one of those new intellect holds. Big lock with the left. Can hear his teammates cheering him on in the background. Finished 16th in Sazfei earlier this season. You can see him using his hand there on the holds, utilising some of that rock climbing strength. Bumped into Kevin last year in Santa Linya in northern Spain. It's about as steep there as it is here in Kirov. And the difference being it's limestone rock climbing as opposed to preset mixed climbing. And there's Marianne van der Steen. Placed 4th last week in Oulu, Finland at the European Championships. Much colder temperatures there, minus 26. Not including wind chill. Athletes having to bring their A game last week to cope with those temps. And so now Kevin Hughes is going to line up for this next move. Absolutely wild, this move. Brilliant work from the route setters. And if anyone has got the ability to do it, Kevin Hughes is one of those people. Big distance between those two holds. He's checking that left-hand placement. Readjusting, places that left pick. Look at him building the feet high. Uses the right hand to generate some momentum. Just trying to get those hips going as well. Jumps, sticks it, look at that. Kevin Hughes absolutely cruises that. No problem at all for the Swiss machine. I think we can firmly give him the title of Swiss Air today. Brilliant work there. All points off. Just so relaxed. Exactly what I expected from the 22-year-old Swiss.
На женской трассе Стин Марьян, Нидерланды. На мужской трассе Хасер Кевин, Швейцария.
And now he moves upwards through this route, heading for a high point. 2 minutes 34 seconds on the clock, needs to pick up the pace. Big lock off that left hand. There it is.
Друзья, спортсмены, у меня большая просьба взять влево и вправо, чтобы камеры были мне видны.
Moving through now. Off that ice barrel. Now this is the crux. This is the high point. He's got lots of time. And he's opted for that high grip, which is definitely going to help him out. Very smart climbing there from Kevin Hughes. 1 minute 17 seconds on the clock. Needs to be careful with that axe.
Квалификации полуфинальных соревнований и завтра финальных трассы усложняются.
One minute on the clock. Kevin really needs to get that next hold if he wants to be in with a chance of hitting that finals position. The tap will put him into second place, but he really needs to lock it in, hit the Stein. Really good work. That's the one. Look at that. So much body tension. Completely rolled over the right hand. Desperately trying to get that axe to torque in. Oh, he's not quite got it. He's on one hand. Oh, that was ridiculous. Kevin is an absolute monster. Somehow held himself on one hand for about 4 seconds, completely locked in a one-arm lock-off. Pretty sure that'll see him in joint first place, but we'll have to wait and see if it's enough for a finals position. Now we can switch to Marianne van der Steen, who's at clip number 6. 1 minute on the clock as she goes for clip 7. Bit of a leg shake going on there. The old disco leg. Into the Stein with the right. Oh, just manages to hold it and then pops off. Almost looked like she'd found the hold there, but not quite.
Аплодисменты Мариан Стин, спортсменка из Нидерландов.
You saw there that right foot underneath the underside of the volume, just causing the momentum to keep swinging round, unable to stabilize herself. Next athlete in the men's competition will be Dmitry Grebennikov, the Siberian Bear. The women's competition will be Sina Goetz of Switzerland.
Вот если увлекающиеся ледолазанием внимательно посмотрят список тех стран, в которых ледолазание активно развивается, спортсмены этих стран принимают участие в международных соревнованиях. Каждая из стран, это я недавно вывела такую особенность, она обладает своей уникальной и героической историей. И спортсмены, которые приезжают к нам, они тоже герои. На женскую трассу приглашается спортсменка Гоэц Сина, Швейцария. Да. На мужской трассе готовится к выступлению Гребенников Дмитрий, Российская Федерация, город Барнаул. На женскую трассу приглашена Гоэц Сина.
There he is, Dmitry Grebennikov. All 6'4" of him. Definitely one of our tallest competitors. Definitely one of our widest competitors. Very, very strong athlete. Wastes no time on those first moves.
Восхождения вошли 19 спортсменов-участниц и 18 спортсменов-участников.
Look at that, just cruise through that first move there. No matching, no nothing. Locked down the right bicep, stood up high, flipping heck. Dmitry Grebennikov is on another level sometimes. I really put down his quote-unquote lack of success. I say lack, he's made 2 finals already this season. Let's say his lack of medals down to a lack of experience. This is only his 2nd season on the tour. Prior to the tour, he'd only done 1 international competition, which was at Kirov in 2015. He's only 26 years old. I really think we can expect big things from him as he gains experience. He's got such a natural style.
На женской трассе Гоэт Сина, Нидерланд. На мужской трассе Дмитрий Гребенников, Российская Федерация.
Дима, 4:30! 4:30!
So he's in that intellect hold between clips 3 and 4. He's made clip number 4, and now comes that big dyno. Feet much lower for Grebennikov. He's going to have to generate much more spring, but he does. Look at that. So easy. So easy. Generates the power, has complete control, and sticks that move with ease. Awesome work from the Siberian Bear.
Поддержите спортсменов. Друзья, болельщики, не стойте безучастно.
Дима, работай, работай! Алисина!
So much time on the clock for Grebennikov. Have to move fast in this competition.
Осталось 3!
And now in this ice barrel, he's in that high grip. The high point so far moves just out of this ice barrel, just out of screen. There's a green hold for the right hand. You have to take as a Stein. There it is, you can see it now. Clip number 8 made. 1 minute 45 on the clock. That's plenty of time for Grebennikov. But it's a powerful move. We saw Kevin Hughes get closest. He actually kicked into the left wall. Oh, look at that. He's actually gone left-handed. Opts for the right hand. Not happy though. Been a real stopper move for all the athletes so far. There he goes, right hand, and he's happy this time. Commits into it 100%. Into the Stein, kicks in the right foot and the left foot. He's under the box. That's going to put him into first place now. 35 seconds remaining. Oh, he's out to there. That Stein pops. But like I said, he sits in first place. We'll have to wait and see if it's enough. But it's a great effort, no doubt about that. Zina Gertz of Switzerland on the screen. Climbing up to the point that we saw Marianne van der Steen.
На женской трассе продолжаем. Стас Лобзов или Власть Терехин, подойдите, пожалуйста, зацепку.
Just shaking out there. She's less than a minute on the clock. Steen was to the right on that triangular volume. Zina Gertz sitting behind her at the moment. Needs to find some pace. Needs to make clip number 7 as well. Just struggling to find the point to hit on that right hand. And the clock is ticking down for the 18-year-old Swiss climber. There it is, she's hit it. Oh, and she cuts loose and doesn't recover.
Switzerland. На мужскую трассу приглашается Клейр Нейтан, Франция.
Just getting some information that we have a technical incident on the men's route. One of the holds is broken. Pretty sure that it was that green Stein that Dmitry Grebennikov exploded out of. As soon as we have any more information for you, we will share it. If you are watching, let us know where you are tuning in from and who you are tuning in for. Drop us a message in the comments box or that chat box. It's always great to hear from you guys. We'll be back with you in just a few moments' time.
Итак, друзья, на мужскую трассу приглашен следующий участник. Так, пардон, технический инцидент. Технический момент, я бы сказала. Так, зацепка не сломана, все обвинения с Гребенникова Дмитрия сняты. На женскую трассу приглашается Бертлинг Энни, Финляндия. Итак, у нас на мужской трассе появился спортсмен Клэйр Нетан, Франция. Он готовится к выступлению. На женскую трассу приглашена Бертлинг Энни, Финляндия.
And so we're ready to go again with the climbers. In the men's competition, Nathan Claire of France joins us. In the ladies' competition, Annie Bertling of Finland joins us.
На женской трассе готовится к выступлению Бертлинг Энни, Финляндия.
We have confirmation as well that on the technical incident for the men, the hold was not broken. So Grebennikov will not be allowed to climb again. Oh no! That's a very low fall. Very disappointing for Nathan Claire. It's a real shame. He was dealing with an injured hand. I wonder if that will have affected him. But that is not how he envisaged his semi-finals going. And it's that powerful move off the intellect hold. He had it in the high grip. And he was out of there. We saw Kevin Hughes struggle with that move a little bit. Grebennikov cruised it. But Nathan Claire makes a big mistake there in that hesitation. And it's semi-finals over for him. And so now Annie Bertling climbs.
На мужскую трассу приглашается Дуплинский Георгий, Российская Федерация.
Done a very consistent season so far. She's climbed in every competition. Last week in Finland, in the European Cup, she finished third. In the men's competition, we'll have another Russian athlete in a second. It'll be Georgy Duplinsky. Bertley moving cautiously on these first moves. Very common to see her doing that. She is a very cautious athlete.
На женской трассе Бертлинг Энни, Финляндия. На мужской трассе готовится к выступлению Дуплинский Георгий.
Moving well now. Moves up towards that barrel, second ice barrel on the route for her. And there is Georgi Duplinsky, our next athlete, this time in the men's competition. Seven minute for the men's competition, 7 minute for the women's as well.
На мужской трассе начал выступление Дуплинский Георгий, Российская Федерация.
Ema moving well now as she approaches that steep groove.
Спортсменку из Финляндии, Бертлинг Энни.
I think I said Ema then. Did I say Ema? Of course, Ema McSwiggan, who was here unexpectedly. She wasn't supposed to be here. Ah, that's a great angle of that groove. You can really see the position there, how steep it is. What I was just about to say was Ema McSwiggan, who we weren't expecting to see here, managed to come at the last minute. Unfortunately, she fell very low in the route yesterday. She's had a great season nonetheless. Moving out to clip 6 now, 45 seconds on the clock. Really needs to pick up that pace. .25 seconds remaining. Sounded like a fall in the men's comp, and it was. But let's stick with Enni. Big kick with the right. Not enough for Enni Bertling. We'll have to wait and see where that puts her in the rankings, but it's time up for her.
Энни Бертлинг, Финлянд.
Strong effort, as I said, for the bronze medalist in Oulu last week. Final round of the European Cup held there.
На мужскую трассу приглашается следующий участник полуфинальных соревнований в дисциплине трудность Маршалов Алексей. На женской трассе сейчас мы дождемся веревки.
Just waiting for our next athletes now.
И на женскую трассу мы приглашаем следующую нашу участницу Kim Jung Min, Корея.
There are the provisional standings so far. 8th place, Yeli Galyamova. Joint 6th, Evgenia Beletska and Olga Kuznetsova. 5th place, Anastasia Zazdravnik. 4th place, we just saw her, it's Annie Bertling. 3rd place, Zina Gertz. 2nd, Nadia Galyamova. And the 1st place so far, it's Marianne van der Steen. All that can change. Of course, we still have 11 athletes to compete in the ladies' competition. In the men's, Natan Clare in 8th, Georgi Duplinsky in 7th, Sergei Tarasov 6th, Nathan Kutcher in 5th, Fedor Prastnikov in 4th, Ilya Korochkin in 3rd, Kevin Hughes in 2nd, and Dmitry Gorebenikov climbed his way into 1st place. Still another 10 athletes to climb in the men's, so expect all of those results to change too. Gorebenikov will have to watch closely to see if he did enough to make it to finals.
Вчера в 13:30 состоялась церемония открытия соревнований. Из 2 часов наши спортсмены проходили квалификацию. Сегодня на полуфинальных соревнованиях в дисциплине трудность мы наблюдаем 18 мужчин-спортсменов и 19 женщин-спортсменов. Завтра также с 10 утра состоятся финальные соревнования. А сегодня
There is your next athlete,
вечера с 5 дня
hailing out of St. Petersburg. It's Alexei Marshalov.
начнутся соревнования на скорость.
Не торопимся!
На мужской трассе дан старт участник Маршалов Алексей. Российская Федерация.
And there is our next female athlete. It's Jung Min Kim.
На женской трассе готовится Ким Jung Min, Корея.
Marshalov moving really well through those initial moves. Really strong. So Marshaloff now lining up between clips 3 and 4. He'll make clip 4. And then we can see that dyno to the blue holdout right. Big old move. All points off required. Let's see what he can do with it. Eyeing up the hold. He's got his feet low at the moment. Builds them up a little. Generates some more momentum with the legs. Swings the hips. Hits it with the right hand. Locks it in. Easy. Very nice style there from Marshaloff. Using the feet to kick in on the underside. Very, very calm. Very composed. Nice work. Jung Min Kim now moving towards that ice barrel, which has been problematic for some of the athletes this morning. The Korean athlete, very strong. Used to moving through this steep terrain, considering that she climbs a lot in the Cheongsong structure. See what she makes of these moves. Places that right tool into the barrel. Puts that fig 4 in over the right hand with the left leg. Moving out of that barrel now. And onto the triangular volume. And so Alexei Marshaloff now moving into that ice barrel, into the position that has very much been the crux so far for the athletes. Only Dmitry Grebennikov managing to get off that barrel. Look at that, he cruises out of that move into the Stein, goes double on the Stein with 1 minute 54 on the clock. This is by far the best performance we've seen so far on the route. Alexei Marshaloff, very, very strong indeed. I reckon we could be seeing a good contender for the finals here. Easily into that right hand once he'd worked out the sequence. Big lock off the right hand to place that left. Oh, look at that, cuts loose but manages to stay composed. Really good core strength. Just shaking out, trying to get some of that pump out of his arms at clip number 9. Still a long way to go. Flicks out with the left hand. Oh, and he's off. Brilliant effort from Alexei Marshaloff. Climbs his way into first place. We'll have to wait and see if it's enough for the finals. Seems to be happy with that performance.
из Кореи, Ким Jung Min.
And we can see now Jung Min Kim, 22 seconds left on the clock.
Давайте, давайте, страсти накаляются. Ким, go!
Oh, and she just cuts loose, but manages to hold it on one hand. Such strength from the Korean.
Time is over, Kim.
And that's her time up.
Over. Kim
Brilliant
Jung
effort from her.
Min,
Not enough for a
Korea.
first place.
Ребята, здесь у этой спортсменки ее супруг и маленькая доча. Они приехали вместе. Так, не расслабляемся, не расходимся, давайте просто порепетируем, поаплодируем просто так. Вот вообще, вот как бы стояли и вдруг зааплодировали. Вот просто от того, что день хороший, что весна началась, что с трамплина капает уже, то есть как...
There's the current standings. Joint 7th place now. Evgenia Beletska and Olga Kuznetsova. 6th place, Anastasia Zazdravnik. 5th place, Jung Min Kim, as we just saw. 4th place, Annie Bertling of Finland. 3rd place, Sina Goetz of Switzerland. 2nd place, Nadezhda Galyamova of Russia. And 1st place, still Marianne van der Steen. Diana Galamova making up the 9th place. Over in the men's competition, provisional rankings are as follows. 8th place, Georgy Duplinsky of Russia. 7th place, Sergei Tarasov. 6th place, Nathan Kutcher. 5th place, Fyodor Prazdnikov. 4th place, Ilya Korychkin. 3rd place of Switzerland, Kevin Hughes. 2nd place of Russia, Dmitry Grubenikov. 1st place, we just saw him, Alexei Marshallov. Brilliant effort from him. And in last place, that very disappointing low fall for him, Nathan Claire of France. There's your next athlete on the right-hand side in the men's competition. It's Jung Hye Kwon. Very strong climber, very talented athlete, very dedicated athlete. And up next in the women's competition for her first comp of the season, Tolokanina's protege, young Valeria Bogdan.
Подостыл, то есть призамерз, приуныл, морс горячий, свежий, из самых натуральных наших ягод, прямо на входе на площадку. Итак, на мужской трассе готовится к выступлению Kwon Yang Hai, Корея. На женской трассе готовится Богдан Валерия, Российская Федерация, город Киров, воспитанница Кировской школы ледолазания.
So Jung Hye Kwon gets set up and begins his route. There he goes. And there she goes. That is, of course, Valeria Bogdan. We saw her at a few of the competitions last season, but this is her first competition this season. Coached and mentored by none other than Maria Tolokanina. Don't think you can really ask for a much better coach or mentor in this game. Jung Kwon moving up with that left hand. Both climbers moving well on these initial moves. And we're going to set up now to see Jung Kwon on that dyno.
Итак, у нас 18 спортсменов, которые участвуют в полуфинальных соревнованиях.
Makes clip number 4, and he's got those hips really open, which is going to stop him. I would see him. No, he's still got the hips open. Easy. Look at that. I was concerned that the open hips might stop him getting the sideways momentum, but that left leg had all the spring, and he cruised his way across that move there.
Kirov. Сейчас мы наблюдаем за полуфинальными соревнованиями в дисциплине трудность. На мужской трассе мы болеем за Kwon Young Ai. На женской трассе болеем за Богдан Валерио.
Valeria Bogdan moving up towards clip number 3. Moving very slowly so far.
Что-то у меня совсем затихла зрительская аудитория. Люди, вы живы? Болеете хоть немножко-то вообще, переживаете?
Valeria Bogdan moves onto those ice placements. Stabs in with the crampon and goes into the fig 4. Smart move from her. Jung Kwon now. This is the move that's caused a lot of climbers a lot of problems. Needs to move off this ice barrel. He's got time. And he needs to hit that green hold that you can see up and behind him there on the right-hand side. Alexei Marshallov, the only climber to advance past that by more than one move. Dmitry Grebennikov, second behind him. Let's see if Jung Kwon can make sense of the sequence. Sticks it. Kicks into the underside of that big box. And makes the clip. Strong work. Needs to keep the tension now. Very powerful move. He's in the Stein with only the feet underneath the volume. Smart there. Standing into the ice barrel to give himself some lateral support. Lots of support for Team Korea on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see, with a minute left, if Jung Kwon can pull something out of the bag here. Sticks that right hand. 46 seconds on the clock. Moving really quickly now, really picking up the pace. Needs that clip. 25 seconds. Makes clip 9. And if he can hit this next hold, he'll climb his way into first place. Yes, he stuck it. That sees him to move ahead of Alexei Marshallov. 8 seconds on the clock. Each move now putting him further up the rankings. He's missed it twice. That's going to be time up for Jung Min Kim, but it's a brilliant effort nonetheless. Jung Min Kim climbs his way into first place. After him, there are only 8 athletes, so he still will sit in the danger zone. All of the athletes after him can potentially knock him out of a qualifying place. We'll have to wait and see if he's done enough. And so now Valeria Bogdan, with only 5 seconds left on the clock, needs to pull something out of the bag too. Manages to hit the hold, but as the time runs out, whether or not that will see her through to the finals remains to be seen. Another 9 athletes to climb after her. Next athlete in the men's competition will be Noah Bake of Canada. Next athlete in the women's competition will be Yulia Filatova. And there's the provisional results as it stands. Of course, the top 8 qualify for finals. Sergei Tarasov, Nathan Kutcher, Fedor Prasnikov, Ilya Korochkin, Kevin Hughes making up the first 5. Dmitry Grebenikov in 3rd, Alexei Marshallov in 2nd, and we just saw Jung Min Kim in 1st. As I've said, all that can change. 8 more climbers remain in the men's competition, and so all of those standings can be disrupted. We could see a completely different top 8 before the day is out. Over in the women's competition, Olga Kuznetsova, Anastasia Zazdravnik, Jung Min Kim, Enni Bertling and Valeria Bogdan make up the first 5 of that finals qualifying position. Zina Gertz of Switzerland, Nadezhda Galyamova of Russia, and Marianne van der Steen still sitting in first place from the Netherlands. As I said, there are 9 women still to climb, and so of course we can pretty much guarantee that there's going to be some changes in that top 8. Just who and what changes remains to be seen. Noah Bake there on the screen. Gets ready to climb. The last remaining member of Team Canada from the west side. We still have David Buffard, Nathan Kutcher, and of course Rebecca Lewis here. But the other team members that Noah normally trains with, Gordon MacArthur and Ineke Rehbergen, finished their competition season back in Hooghoorte. Noah won last week in Oulu, Finland.
На мужской трассе спортсмен из Канады Big Non.
Just checking out that hole before he moves off it. Of course, climbers are allowed to use their hands on the holds.
На женской трассе готовится к выступлению Филатьева Юлия, Российская Федерация. Не стоим, не стоим, активно вливаемся в процесс боления за спортсменов. Огромное счастье, что эти хорошие, плодотворные международные соревнования возвратились в наш город.
So Noah Bake now approaching that dyno. Places the right tool in that intellect hold. Tall competitor is Noah. Big swing, hits it with the right hand, sticks it no problem. While swinging, places the other tool in his mouth. So calm, so collected. Makes clip number 5.
Обыгрывается спортсменами этот участок трассы. На женской трассе начала выступление Филатьева Юлия. Мы болеем без разницы и за женщин, и за мужчин-участников. Идут полуфинальные соревнования в дисциплине трудность. А в 5 часов дня на ледовом треке
And there is Yulia Filatova.
в скорости. Наш звонкий кировский лед «Сосулька» будет выбирать лучших из лучших, быстрых из быстрейших спортсменов на 15 метрах льда.
Filatova moving up towards clip number 3 and that second barrel. Just seeing the background there, Noah Bake creeping up. Into the ice barrel now for Noah Bake. Will he be the 4th athlete that we see move out of this very difficult position? Into the fig 4 with the left leg over that, sorry, with the right leg over the left hand. Powerful move to get that Stein. There it is. Oh, he just loses that tension. Very difficult move. Needs to hit it and needs to stick it. 1 minute 50 on the clock. Better this time. Cuts loose with the feet and kicks in hard on the underside. Noah Bake now looking to advance away from that green hold onto the yellow one, up into the steep upper section. There it is, brilliant drop knee, very deep drop knee off that right leg. Cuts loose on that left hand. 40 seconds on the clock now for Noah Bake. Brilliant work as he makes that clip. Takes a second to shake, needs to move left. Hits the Stein with the left hand. 15 seconds now for Noah Bake. He's definitely into second place. If he can hit this hold, oh, he misses. If he can hit it, he goes into first. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Time up for Noah Bake. He stopped to shake and didn't realise that's all over for him. We'll have to wait and see if it's enough for him to advance to finals. As far as I can tell, that'll mean that he's tied now with Jung Min Kim.
На женской трассе приглашается к старту Вон Альмен Лаура, Швейцария. Вон Альмен Лаура, Switzerland.
And there's our next athlete. It's Laura von Allmen of Switzerland. Finalist in Sasfay earlier this year.
На женской трассе готовится к выступлению швейцарская спортсменка Вон Альмен Лаура.
And so there goes Laura von Allmen.
На старт на мужскую трассу приглашается Ли Янг-гон, Корея.
Trains at O Block in Bern.
На женской трассе начала выступление Вон Альмен Лаура.
Off the Stein and moves up with the left hand. Matches in with the right into that hold on the right hand side. So we just got some information that there is a possible technical incident over on the men's route. They're checking the last hold that Noah Baker was going for a break. Of course, if that hold is broken, then it'll need replacing. And Noah will get another chance to climb. But if not, then it will continue as planned. Meanwhile, Laura van Almen will climb and advances towards clip number 3. Laura van Almen moving off that ice barrel with relative ease into that steeper section now. It's the thing with this structure is the further you climb, the steeper it gets. Used up a lot of time in that steep groove section. 2 minutes 28 to go.
Так, друзья, кто замерз, напоминаю, горячий ягодный морс прямо у входа на площадку. Это вот здесь с правой стороны. Подкрепитесь витаминчиками. И болеем за Лауру.
1 minute 57 remaining. Definitely a good time for her in terms of comparison to the other athletes. Seen a lot of athletes timing out here, so if she can keep up this pace.
Да, кстати, друзья, вот тут мне совершенно секретно передали информацию, что справа у нас прямо при входе на площадку еще и бесплатная, то есть совершенно бесплатная, дегустация чая нури.
Moves out with the right hand onto the back of that triangular volume.
Пожалуйста, дегустировать.
Oh, and she's off. I don't really know what happened there. It was like she jumped down.
Друзья, спортсменка из Швейцарии, Switzerland, Von Almen Laura.
Watch the feet, watch the hands. I was really unsure of what happened there. I do not know what just happened. It really she looked so solid, and then it looked like she jumped down with a minute to go. I literally couldn't see how she fell. Really surprising. She had so much time, was in a strong position. And then from being on, she wasn't. Let's see it from a different angle. Kicks in with the left. Kicks in with the right. Okay, the left. All I can imagine there is that the right hand popped and her left foot wasn't kicked in. And that meant that she had no purchase on the right and that was her off. How peculiar. Let's take a look at those results then. So far, 8th place Nathan Kutcher, 7th place Fedor Prasnikov, 6th place Ilya Kuruchkin, 5th place Kevin Hughes, 4th place Dmitry Grebenikov, 3rd place Alexei Marshallov, 2nd place Jung Kwon, 1st place is Noah Bake, and we're still waiting on info with that technical incident. Still got plenty of climbers to go in that men's competition. In fact, we have 7 more left. In the women's comp, 8th place is Anastasia Zdravnik, 7th place Jung Min Kim, 6th Annie Bertling, 5th Valeria Bogdan, 4th Zina Goetz, 3rd Laura Van Almen, who we just saw climbing, 2nd is Nadezhda Galyamova, and the 1st place still is Marianne van der Steen of the Netherlands. In the ladies' competition, we still have 7 more athletes to climb. So everything to play for, lots can still change. If you are just joining us, a very warm welcome to Kirov, Russia. My name is Liam Lonsdale. You are watching the lead semi-finals of the 5th and final round of the 2018 UIAA Ice Climbing World Cup. We are live. If you want to get in touch with us, it's very easy to do. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can drop us a message in the chat box. If you're watching on Facebook, then leave us a comment. If you're watching on the Extreme channel, a very warm welcome. Don't forget to ask us questions when you want to. Maybe you can tell me where you're tuning in from. It's always great to find out. If you'd like to join in the conversation on the other social media platforms, use the hashtag UIAA Ice Climbing. You can use that on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course now Vero. And if you want to get in touch with me directly, then you are more than welcome to do so. On all of those platforms, you will find me on @Liam Lonsdale. It's my pleasure to be here for the 5th and final round of the competition. It's been a great tour. We started in Saas-Fee, Switzerland in January, moved to Rabenstein in Südtirol. We then headed over to Asia, to Hulhuhe in China. Then on to Korea for a round in Cheongsong. And here we are, finishing now in Russia. On the screen, Katerina Vlasova of Russia. So here goes Vlasova.
Так, друзья, спортсмены, участники, желтые палатки, где есть обед, начали работать.
5 minutes 50 on the clock for Katerina Vlasova.
There's food for the athletes in the yellow-red box tent to the left of to the right of the structure. For athletes only.
Так, друзья, спортсмены, обед в желтых палатках. On yellow tent, dinner.
Katya Vlasova moves through the middle part of her route as our next athlete begins, and it's Jung Min Lee of South Korea.
На женской трассе мы болеем за Власову Екатерину, Российская Федерация, спортсменка из Москвы. Так, не забывайте, что комментатор медленно, но верно выбирает лучшего болельщика и завтра вручит свои комментаторские призы. На женской трассе Власова Екатерина, Российская Федерация. На мужской трассе спортсмен из Кореи Ли Янгон.
Katerina Vlasova moving up through her route very well indeed. Jung Min Lee now at the dyno. The young Korean lined up, ready to do the move. Jung Min Lee sticks the dyno. Katerina Vlasova with 1 minute 58 on the clock, moving into a potential high point. She's got lots of time. Now, we did see Laura van Almen fall unsuspectingly here, but at this point, Vlasova, tall, athletic, very strong, just needs to stay composed. Makes clip number 7. Oh no! Another fall! The Katerina Vlasova falling out of the hold at the point where Marianne van der Steen was also at her high point. We'll have to wait and see what the judges deem. That replay hopefully will give us a better angle on that.
Закончила выступление Власова Екатерина. Раздался гром аплодисментов. Спортсменка, представляющая Российскую Федерацию из Москвы, хозяйка нерезиновой квартиры.
Just popped out and wasn't able to hold it again. Jung Lee still going over there on that men's route. 2 minutes 27 seconds on the clock for him.
Переключили внимание на мужскую трассу. Продолжает выступление спортсмены с Кореи Ли Янгон.
Into the Stein with the right hand, kicks in hard with those feet, and this is such a powerful move.
Здесь достаточно обширно на этих соревнованиях. Вы их сразу увидите, они в белых красивых плащах. Вчера мы их приняли за скорую помощь.
Opting to stand left onto the ice barrel. Very powerful move here. Time consuming as well.
На женскую трассу приглашается следующая участница соревнований. Полуфинальных соревнований в дисциплине трудность Филиппова Марьям, Россия.
Just manages to hit it. Very, very deep drop knee.
Болеем, продолжаем болеть за корейского.
That right leg turning all the way inside itself.
Go, go.
Needs to move quickly now if he wants to match that high point that Noah Bake set. I'm assuming that the fact that Noah is out there, we can hear him that he's out there, and not back in isolation means that the technical incident was not called.
Dear friends, please, left and right, I see.
Just struggling to hit that Stein.
Поболели за Ли, давайте, поддержите корейского спортсмена.
Hits the Stein eventually. He's going to have to pull something miraculous out of the bag. Time's up, it's not going to happen. Jung Lee missing the hold, and he's out of there. Great effort from the young Korean.
Lee, smile and dance.
Next athlete in the men's competition will be the Iranian climber Mohammad Reza Safdarian. Next athlete in the women's competition will be Mariam Filipova.
На женской трассе готовится к выступлению Филиппова Марьям, Российская Федерация, город Киров. Так, спортсмены, кто уже прошел трассу, кто просто наблюдает за соревнованиями, не забываем про обед. Yellow tent, dinner.
So Mariam Filipova gets started with her route. Mariam Filipova now approaching that first, or rather second ice barrel. Clip number 3. Moving now out of that barrel position, just looking to place her feet precisely.
На женской трассе Филиппова Марьям, город Киров, Российская Федерация.
Into that fig 4 over the left hand.
На мужской трассе готовится к выступлению спортсмен из Ирана Савдарян Мохаммед Реза.
Clip number 4 made, and there is Mohammad Reza Safdarian. He made history this year. He took the first ever medal for an Iranian athlete in an ice climbing competition in Sazfay, where he got bronze. And then went on to better that. Took gold medal in Rabenstein. Monumental occasion. Very emotional for all of the team there. Very special moment.
Продолжаем болеть за Марьяшу. Женская трасса Марьям Филиппова. На мужской трассе Савдарян
Filippova,
Мохаммед Реза.
with 2 minutes 37 on the clock, approaches that high point that's been set so far. She's a very experienced athlete. Would not be surprised if we saw her move past that high point. That said, it has caused some very strong climbers some problems. Have to wait and see. Looks very controlled at this point. Keeping her hips close to the wall. Really strong as she places that Stein. Oh, she's off! She's off! Another athlete that falls victim to that move. Such a powerful sequence. Really appears that it's going to be that sequence that decides those rankings going through to the finals.
Давайте еще раз аплодисменты Марьям Филипповой. На женской трассе участница закончила выступление. Переключаем внимание на мужскую трассу. Мохаммед Реза. Адреналин.
So Mohammad Reza Safdarian on the screen. Very fast, very athletic, very powerful and very talented. If we're going to see a top today, then Reza is a candidate, as likely a candidate as anybody else in this competition to get up there. Very, very, very strong, and it's all down to this last season, or rather the last off-season of training. And here comes that powerful move, 3 minutes 32 on the clock. He's very fast up to here. See if he can work it out. He is one of the shorter competitors.
Друзья мои, поддержите резо.
Teresa still not quite finding the technique, but this is interesting. It's the first time we've seen someone do that. Look at that. Using his diminutive size, he is a much smaller athlete, to just hop up there, bring the feet onto the ice barrel, and then reach out of it. Very cool move. Very nicely worked out. And another sign of just how good Teresa Safdarian is. Very creative.
Наследница Персии.
Here his teammates in the background cheering him on.
На женской трассе готовится к выступлению Толоконина Мария.
1:35 on the clock, and he's moving really well now. Needs to keep this pace up. And there is Maria Tolokonina.
Участница Толоконина Мария, Российская Федерация, город Kirov.
So Mohammad Reza now needs to go into that Stein. Just struggling with that move, which is really surprising. Oh, his feet pop, but he manages to hold that swing one-handed. There it is. Oh, he's off. Oh my gosh, his shoulder there. Twisting in all sorts of directions. Trying to prevent the inevitable. Not enough for a first place, but maybe enough to see him through to the finals. We'll have to wait and see. And there is Maria Tolokonina now, moving up towards that second ice barrel.
Российская Федерация, наша Маша.
Looking very composed with over 5 minutes on the clock.
Не стоим, друзья. Звучит бодрая музыка, можно слегка пританцовывать, двигаться. Кто не успел сделать зарядку утром, может это сделать здесь, на спортивном комплексе «Трамплин». На втором дне финальных соревнований Кубка мира и чемпионата Европы по ледолазанию. Спортивный комплекс «Трамплин» открыт круглосуточно. Все внимание внимание на женскую трассу.
Tolokanina now moving up into that difficult groove. Very steep groove. A lot of body tension, a lot of coordination required to move through it as efficiently as possible. And then step left. Tolokanina now needs to take that hold. Yeah, really nice. Moves up with the left hand. Okay, so 2 minutes 35 on the clock. She is easily the fastest climber to this point. Marcia Tolokanina makes clip number 7. All the other athletes are going to be watching closely now because nobody else has managed to get past this move. Tolokanina just cruises through it like it's nothing. Look at that. Absolutely flawless. Unbelievable. Marcia Tolokanina in a league of her own today. Climbs her way into first place. And now climbing into new territory for us. We haven't seen anyone get this far thus far. Makes clip number 8. And you can see she still has 9, 10, 11, and then 12 to go. 1 minute 35 on the clock. If she can open up, pick up some pace, maybe we're going to see a top. Into that figure 4 over the left hand. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock for Tolokanina. This is home territory for her. She's comfortable in this terrain. She knows this structure well. Even though these volumes are new, the configurations are new, she knows that she just needs to make move by move through this steep wall. Just hang on. And she can do that. Big lock off that left hand. Takes the hold with the right into the figure 9. 45 seconds on the clock. Switches to the figure 4. Makes clip number 10. Into the fig 4 over the left hand. Skipping the holds now. Into the fig 9. Back to the 4. 16 seconds remaining. Makes clip 11. Can she top? 10 seconds to go. She's the closest that we've seen of anyone yet. Marcia Tolokanina climbing her way into first place and a guaranteed finals position. She's on home ground. She's comfortable and she is through to the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a serious contender for a gold medal here in Kirov. It's Marcia Tolokanina of Russia. Amazing performance in this women's semi-final. And so now comes the dyno for Luna Ladovon. Perfect timing. Kicks in the feet. The young Frenchman swings the right arm. Eyes up the hold. Little hesitant. Oh, very hesitant. Not expecting that from him. Nerves perhaps getting the better of him. Yeah, he's really not sure. Oh, Luna, what's going down, buddy? He hits it. Look at that, Air France, feet swinging everywhere. So confident in that movement once he actually committed, but wasted a little bit of precious time getting there. We know that Luna can move quickly, so let's see what happens now. Luna took the overall title in the European Cup this year.
Давайте, ребят, кто французский знает, может ему по-французски что-нибудь одобряющее кричать. Спортсмен из Франции, Лейдван Луна. Болеем, болеем. На мужской трассе продолжает выступление. Луна Лейдван.
You can hear in the background his French teammates, including his brother Tristan, cheering him on. 3 minutes remain for Luna Ladovon. Needs to pull it out of the bag here, needs to move quickly if he wants to be in with a chance of making the finals.
Прекрасная тренировка голосовых связок. Давайте покричим, поболеем. У Франции и России прекрасные исторические связи. Кто его знает, может быть, Луна сын каких-нибудь российских эмигрантов первой или второй волны.
Luna Ladovon into that ice barrel, which has very much been the crux for all of the athletes so far in this competition. We've seen a few different methods of getting past it. He's opting for the Fig 4 over the left hand at the moment. Very powerful, and you can see just coming up short for the Stein. Hits it third time, doesn't look great in that placement. Kicks in regardless. Matches in with the left tool to adjust. Smart move. Definitely needed to do that. You could see it wasn't seated very well.
Давайте, поддержите, поддержите парня, поддержите. Давай, надо, надо. Держать!
Just under a minute remaining now, and Luna Ladovon really needs to go quickly. Look at that, he's reaching across himself for that hold and he's stuck it. We've not seen anybody else do it that way. Wow, great power. Now, Luna really needs to find that fifth gear. Needs to go super fast. He's feeling it in the face, you can see him. Oh, he's off. Luna Ladovon probably hasn't done enough to make finals there. A little bit of disappointment in his body language, understandable. It's a good fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
На женской трассе дан старт участнице, спортсменка из Кореи, Сонг Ханарай. Так, спортсмены, не забываем подходить к желтой палатке. Yellow tent and dinner.
And there is Song. Korean Song. Korean hot shot. Incredibly strong athlete. Amazing style. An amazing talent.
Так, на женской трассе Сонг Ханарай. На мужскую трассу приглашается следующий участник. Это Кузовлев Николай, Российская Федерация. Наш знаменитый человек-ниндзя. Dear sportsmen, lunch in yellow tent.
Nare Song moving through clip number 5. Has 2 gold medals to her name this season already, and a bronze. Nare Song moving up towards clip number 6. And in the men's competition, our next athlete, Nikolai Kuzovlev, begins his attempt. We'll stick with Nare. Oh no, we won't. We'll have a look at Nikolai. Using his hands on that first hold. Extra security. So let's see how Nare copes with this move. It's caused a lot of people a lot of problems. Only Maria Tolokanina has managed to advance past it so far. You see that little foot pop there. Oh, it's caused Nare Song some problems as well. Wow. Was not expecting to see that. Kind of lost for words, actually. You can see that the athletes cannot kick in with the right foot. Watch her right foot now. That's the problem. Right foot goes, centre of gravity goes, and then as soon as the left hand pops off that intellect hold, there's no recovering. Very interesting. That was probably the best example we've seen yet. Now, Nikolai Kuzovlev is lined up for the dyno. Let's watch. Amazing dyno. Really sprung at that one, attacked it. Very aggressive. Also people cheering on for all their favourite athletes on the different channels. The Gaming Sammy says, how often do they change the ice barrels? In the semi-finals, they don't change them at all, but in finals, they will change them between every athlete. You'll see why in finals. It'll all make sense. You can tune into finals tomorrow at 10 AM local time.
Товарищи, продолжают разливать бесплатный чай. Принцесса Нури и всех, кто немножко подустал.
Nikolai Kozlovlev with 3 minutes 42 on the clock, powering through the middle sequence.
Болеем за Колю Кузовлева. А на женскую трассу приглашается Альфонсо Нира, Финляндия.
Big move now. And as I've said, we've seen lots of different methods from all the different athletes. Kozlovlev going direct. Wow. Really explosive strength there from Nikolai Kozlovlev. He's in that Stein now. So let's see how he does this next move. He's the first person to take it as a fig four, and he sticks it no problem at all. 2 minutes left on the clock. Big reach out with that left hand, makes that easily. Commits through that fig 9 with ease to make clip number 9. In the fig 4, reaches out left and hits that hold very smooth. And here is Mira Alhonswo. She took the gold medal in Oulu, Finland last week, qualified in 3rd place yesterday. All season she's looked strong, and all season she's not quite found the form that she needed to really consistently be a challenger. Is the confidence that she'll have gained from last week going to be enough to see her through? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Nikolai Kozlovlev has climbed his way into 1st place, the first person that we've seen yet reach that big hanging box. Clip number 10 made. Every hold now cementing his position in 1st place. Are we going to see a top? 5 seconds remain. It's not going to be fast enough. He makes the clip, but doesn't match in time. We'll have to wait and see what the judges say, but that was very, very close. Too close for me to call. Nevertheless, Nikolai Kozlovlev came the closest that we've seen to a top yet. Brilliant effort from him. And so here is Finland's Mira Alhonswo.
На женской трассе продолжает выступление Альфонсо Мира, Финлянд. Поболели за спортсменку из Финляндии. На мужскую трассу приглашается следующий участник соревнований. Томилов Максим, Российская Федерация, город Киров.
So Mira Alonso now with 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Needs to really pick up the pace.
На мужской трассе готовится к выступлению Томилов Максим, Российская Федерация. На женской трассе продолжает выступление Алфонсо Мира, Финлянд. Спортсмены, не забываем про обед. Обед в желтых палатках. Lunch in yellow tent.
And that is Maxim Tomilov on the screen. Powerhouse of international ice climbing scene. And of course, one of the icons of the Russian scene. Mira Alhonswa with 1 minute 30. Oh no, she's off! Oh! Another athlete that falls victim to that move. We'll have to wait and see how that looks for her in the rankings, but might not be enough to see her through to the final later this weekend.
Ребят, ну поддержите всех, пожалуйста, кто выступает. Это благодарность наша за нелегкий спортивный труд. Я думаю, это недолго и несложно поаплодировать.
Maxim Tomilov now.
На мужской трассе Томилов Максим, Российская
Very quiet.
Федерация.
Laser-like focus. Just goes about his business, does his thing. Generally tears down whatever's in his path. Let's see how he does here. Tomilov sticks the dyno with ease. One of our taller competitors, the huge wingspan. Only 2 athletes remain after he's finished climbing.
Поддержали Максима. Максим Томилов, воспитанник
Makes clip number 6.
Российская Федерация, город Киров. Один из знаменитых братьев Томиловых.
Reaches out with the left hand. Slowing down a little bit here. taking a second to shake.
На женскую трассу приглашается Эдлер Мария, Российская Федерация.
So Tomilov now approaches that ice barrel. It's been the stopper and the decider for most of the athletes so far. Let's see how Maxime tackles it.
Into that Stein with relative ease. Российская Федерация, город Москва. А мы продолжаем наблюдать и болеть за Максима Томилова.
So Tomilov now with 1 minute 8 seconds on the clock. He's moving very well. Just needs to keep that momentum going. Big reach. Hits the hold. .46 seconds remain. Maxim Tomilov now powering through this upper section, cruising through clip number 10. 5 seconds remain. That's time up and no top for Tomilov, but a brilliant effort nonetheless. And from one Russian to another, Marcia Adler joins us on the women's route.
Максим, контрольное время. Максим Томилов. Российская Федерация. Город Киров.
And there is Marcia Adler. Marcia Adler cutting loose there off that barrel, but looking composed as she moves through it and onto the next section. Just having a little bit of trouble with those foot placements.
На женской трассе продолжает выступление Эдлер Мария. Не просто наблюдаем, болеем, болеем, друзья!
Давай, 3,5 минуты еще у тебя.
Two minutes 57 left on the clock for Marcia Adler. Now at this point, this is where we're really starting to see a lot of athletes taking issue with some of the moves. You know, we've seen basically anyone that's got to clip 6 has fallen off between clip 6 and clip 8, other than Maria Tolokanina. Only one athlete managed to get through that section, that was her. Hannah Ray Song's fallen there, Mira Olhonswo's fallen there, Vlasova's fallen there. Let's see if Marcia Adler can do something different. Good kicks from Adler. Makes clip number 7. Places that Stein. Oh, she's off! Another one! The left hand pops and they just cannot hold that right hand. This is going to cause some problems for the finals, possibly. There's going to be some serious ties there. Hopefully we can use the countbacks from the qualifiers. But in the meantime, we don't need to worry about that because we've got Alexei Dengin to watch. One of the most entertaining athletes to watch on the circuit for sure. Another athlete opting to use that handhold. Big lock with the left. Good pace so far from Dengin. Now, if there's one man on the circuit that likes to jump, Alexei Dengin is that man. He's been training jumps longer than anybody else, I would argue. Knows what it means to spring. He's got a very low left foot at the moment. There it is. Just readjust the left. Needs to kick in the right. Easily. Look at that. No problem at all. Alexei Dengin, just as relaxed as you like, flies through that gap. So cool. Makes clip number 6. Just takes a second to shake. Two minutes 52 on the clock as he moves into the ice barrel. This is the ice barrel that's been the deciding move so far. Oof, and he cuts loose completely on that. Not ideal. Look at his right shoulder. It's totally twisted the wrong way. Needs to sort that out. That's going to be very painful, very strenuous. There we go. Goes all the way back round on it. Not the way to start that sequence, I'll tell you that. Let's see how he gets out of this. 2 minutes on the clock. Opting to go Fig 4 into the Stein. Yeah, there it is. Really nice work there from Dengin. Makes the clip. Davai, Lyosha. Come on, dude. Needs to get round this box now onto that yellow hold. Just looking a little bit frenetic at this point. Hits the hold. Oh, he's off! Dengin's off. And that could mean a place in the finals for him. It's possible that he's not through. In fact, I'm quite sure that he's not through. I need to do some quick maths, but I think 7 people have got ahead of him. And if that is the case, then that will mean no Dengin in the finals. He currently sits in first place in the overall rankings, but only by 19 points ahead of teammate Maxim Tomilov. Tomilov, who will make the finals, will go ahead of him. And I'm pretty sure we've just seen the overall title slip away from Alexei Dengin. Now, let's go back to the women's competition and look at Wonseon Shin, Korean athlete who has had a brilliant season. Almost like she was in the shadow of Nare Song for a little while, but now sits in first place overall, 70 points ahead of Tolokanina, almost 100 points ahead of teammate Nare Song.
На мужскую трассу приглашается к старту Томилов Алексей, Российская Федерация.
Wonseon Shin now moving past that crux move and almost popping. Oh, she's off, I can't believe it. Another one. Oh, hand on face.
Wonseon, Korea.
I need to see the results to see what's going on here. I'm going to try and pull those up. But that was another unexpected fall. Next climber and the final climber of the competition is Alexei Tomilov of Russia.
Женская трасса закончила работу. У нас было 19 полуфиналисток, спортсменок, женщин. Ребят, давайте поаплодируем спортсменке из Кореи Шин Вонсён.
So as far as the results go, I believe that Wonseon Shin has done enough to qualify. But what I think we're looking at, and I might be wrong, is a six-way tie in the women's semi-finals. Maria Tolokanina definitely sits in first place, unless I've made some sort of mistake. 6 women have then fallen off during that traverse section, all at the exact same point. 2 climbers behind that. Yulia Filateva and Laura Van Almen are tied for 8th place. We'll have to wait and see what the judges determine is the correct score. But that's how it looks right now. Okay, I'm going to change that straight away. I've just updated my scores. First place is Maria Tolokanina. We then have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way tie. Vlasova, Filipova, Song, Adler and Shin all tied for 2nd place. Marianne van der Steen in 7th and Nadia Galyamova in 8th. That's what the final lineup looks like for the women. Wonseon Shin, although she looked disappointed, has made finals unless something changes with the judge's decision. I don't think that's going to be the case. Mirat Alfonso in 9th, just missing out on finals. In the men's semi-finals, I can tell you that at the moment, Luna Ladavant sits in the danger zone. Alexei Tomilov will be the one to kick him out of the finals ranking. If anyone does, Dengin currently sits in 9th, so he will not be qualifying. Above them sit Marshallov, Safdarian, Kwon, Lee, Bake, Tomilov and Kozlovlev. That will make for a very interesting finals, especially considering the overall rankings as I just mentioned. Dengin now will not take overall gold medal. It's pretty much guaranteed, I believe. Tomilov goes for the jump, sticks it, only just. That pick placement was not as secure as I would have wanted it, I'll tell you that for free. Looking to kick in, and he's not finding it, so he goes Fig 9. Makes clip number 5.
На мужской трассе Томилов Алексей, Российская Федерация, город Киров.
Alexei Tomilov now approaching the upper part of the route, and he's on the ice barrel, which is, of course, very much the crux of this route. Oh, look at that. Just dominates that move. Reaches up with the right hand. Kicks in with the feet from that Stein. 1 minute 34 left on the clock. Big, dirty drop knee from Alexei Tomilov. That was uncomfortable to watch, never mind being it as a person. Moves up to that right hand. Big lock now. Reaches over himself. First time we've seen someone do that, but that looks no problem for Tomilov. I say that, he's just cut loose off his feet. Kicks back in. Makes clip 9. 42 seconds. Needs to pick up the pace. Theoretically, he has done enough to qualify. Of course, the judge's decision will be the one that counts, not mine. But if he can take that next hold, he's definitely in. Oh, he's off! Woohoo! Okay, that gets interesting. I believe that should see him ahead of Saftarian, which means that he will be through to finals and he will bump Luna Ladovon out. Tomilov, of course, was our final athlete in this semi-final of both men and women. We're going to get some provisional results on the screen for you in just a second, but at this point I'm going to take the opportunity to remind you that tomorrow at 10 AM local time we'll be live with the men's and women's lead final. And then at 3 PM, we will have the semi-final of speed. And at 4 PM, we will have the final of speed. So make sure you tune into that tomorrow. If you don't already, you can subscribe to the UIAA YouTube channel. And of course, you can like us on Facebook as well. That way, you will be notified the very minute that we go live, and you won't miss any of the action. Let's take a look at those provisional scores. Qualifying 8th place, Nadezhda Galyamova of Russia. 7th place, her first finals of the season, Marianne van der Steen of the Netherlands. Joint 2nd place, Won Shin, Marcia Adler, Nare Song, Marian Filipova and Ekaterina Vlasova. Very, very tight there, especially after the qualifiers with 6 tied for the first place. And then the first place here today, the only person to get close to the top was Maria Tolokanina. You can see the bottom 8 made up of Alhonswo, Bogdan, Von Allman, Gertz, Bertling, Kim, Zazdravnik and Kuznetsova. And the final 2 in that ranking, my mistake, final 3 of course, we had 19 women in the semi-finals here. Biletska, Filetova and Galimova. Brilliant semi-finals in the women's. That move causing a lot of problems for a lot of athletes. Hopefully the finals will split the women a little bit more. Let's take a look at the men's semi-final rankings. 8th place and qualifying for finals, Alexei Marshallov of Russia. 7th place of Iran, Mohammad Reza Saftarian. 6th place, Jung Jae Kwon. 5th place, Jung Hyun Lee, both of Korea. 4th place, Alexei Tomilov of Russia. 3rd place, Noah Baek of Canada. 2nd place, Maxim Tomilov of Russia. And 1st place, Nikolai Kozlovlev of Russia. Just missing out on the finals, Luna Ladovon of France. Then we've got Dengin, Grebenikov, Huse, Kurochkin, Prasnikov, Kutcher and Tarazov making up the bottom 8. And of course, the final 2 athletes in this semi-final, Georgi Duplinsky and Nathan Clare with that very low fall. I'm sure you guys will agree with me, it was a stunning semi-final. Brilliant work from the broadcast team, some great camera work. Thank you so much to those guys. Thank you, of course, to the North Face Korea for their support. Thank you to you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 10 AM local time, which is 3 hours ahead of UTC or GMT. If you want to get in touch, you can contact me directly on @Liam Lonsdale. You can use the hashtag UIAA Ice Climbing. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow.